On May 5th, 2023, Craigie took a sick day. But in all seriousness, he wasn't feeling well. And I said to Spike, can you send the guy home? Like, what are we doing here? I mean, give the guy a sick day. So I think it's worthy. I think he deserves it. I think he wasn't feeling well, and that's fine. But I just want everybody to know, keep it in the back of your mind. There's going to be a moment. I'm not sure when. It may happen sooner than you think. It may happen in a few months. It may even be a year from now. But there will be a day where Craig Carton will claim on the radio that he has never taken a sick day throughout his radio career. But you'll know the truth. On May 5th, 2023, he did. And filling in for him today, the single reason, not Adam Fox falling on his ass, the single reason the New York Rangers got eliminated, Shaun Morash. Shaun, thank you very much on short notice for filling in for the sick man.
I mean, not entirely true, Evan, but this is a real honor. Friday before Kentucky Derby Day, the fan afternoon drive. What time's Brad Thomas on?
The Kentucky Derby is tomorrow?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yes.
What time is the Kentucky Derby?
I don't know. They say, right, it's like 7 o'clock, 6:55. I'll ask Jody Mack. He's probably somewhere in an OTB right now laying tickets out.
Tomorrow is a very, very busy day because not only do you have, the Yankees are playing the Rays, the Mets are playing the Rockies, the Knicks are playing at 3:30, and I am dealing with an issue I'm trying to figure out, and I cannot be alone on this. I swear, you probably in the same boat, and I don't even talk to you, so I have no idea. But I'm going to a baby shower, and it's right in the middle of the day.
Why are you going?
Why am I? What do you mean? Because I was invited. What do you mean, why am I going to a baby shower? I was invited to a baby shower.
Well, for starters, it's not for not to do gender roles
No,
here.
go ahead. What do you have to say?
But traditionally, that is a great day to be a male because that means your wife or significant other, whoever, is going to a shower and you get that time to yourself.
No, I totally understand. Can you do me a favor? You have your phone out?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you just tell me what year it is? Because I need to know. I just forgot. What year is it?
2023.
Yeah. In 2023, my ass is going to a baby shower thing. That's what happens. That's what I've been told. So I'm going to be there. Okay. Do I want to be there? Yeah, I guess so. It'll be a fun time. Have a few drinks.
What, are you going to play bingo?
I have no... What happens at baby?
Diaper rally or raffle or whatever?
Dude, I could be wrong
See
about
how fast
this.
you can chug soda from a bottle?
Maybe. I don't have a great memory of everything I've been to in my life. So I may have never been to one of these. This may be my first. I may be losing my virginity at this event. My event of going to this virginity, I should say. So I don't really know.
Oh, come on.
But all I know is I'm making a speech, and I'm going to say, listen, everybody, no watching the Knicks and no watching the Mets. I got to DVR it. That's my little quick speech. And then we go do the baby stuff, have a good time, and then Nick, it's over, and I'll go watch it.
Evan, baby showers, generally speaking, haven't been known for big Nick watch parties.
You never know.
In history.
Hey, Shaun, how often have the Knicks played a game 3?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
All bets are off. But what's funny is, and we'll get to the Knicks a little bit later on, many things. This is a very interesting weekend for both baseball teams because I think, and Shaun's a Yankee fan for those that don't know. Yeah. I'm obviously a Met fan. And right now, both franchises are at this weird moment in time where we're facing different levels of panic. Obviously, the Mets just got swept by Detroit 24 hours ago. I was on the air with Craig. I may have freaked out a little bit over the sweep. I got a good night's sleep last night. I woke up. I ate a good breakfast. I'm going to the game tonight. I'm going to the game on Sunday with a baby shower mixed in between. And I feel better today than I did yesterday. And what makes me feel better is that I remember that in 2023, winning the division doesn't mean a damn thing. So I kind of go into this weekend saying, look, let me win a couple of games. Let me turn this thing around. But the truth is, I don't have to win 100 games. I don't have to match the Braves win for win. And so I'm curious because you're in an even more tough spot. Yeah. You're facing the Rays this weekend, and let's face it, you're almost buried. You're 9 games out. If you've made peace with divisions not mattering, then maybe you could have a good time this weekend and say, yeah, let's just win some games. But if you're still living the way I used to live a year ago, in the world of we have to win divisions, then you're going to be a miserable human being.
I'm going to play the you're right but game here for a second.
Go ahead.
Okay, you're right because of expanded playoffs, but that's a loser mentality. And let me ask you something, Evan. Put aside the Yankees for a second. Would the Mets have been playing in the second series in baseball had they won the division last year?
Yes.
So you've adjusted based on last year. You just got shown that anything can happen in your home ballpark.
Right, but here's my counter to that. So last year at this time, if we go back to May 5th, May 6th of 2022, you would notice that the Atlanta Braves were 12-16 and 6 games out, and the Philadelphia Phillies were 11-15 and 7 games out, and your freaking baseball team basically had the same record as the Rays right now.
Yeah.
A little bit off, but basically the same.
Right.
What did we learn from all of that?
It didn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm not telling you I don't want to win the division. Like, if it happens, great. Sure, I'd rather be in the divisional series than playing a wild card series. But last year at this time and all through June, July, and August, we as Met and Yankee fans were so happy. We were so happy with the success and the wins, and we're going to the playoffs. Oh, there's going to be a Subway Series. And then we both had a rude awakening. Mine earlier than yours, clearly.
Yeah.
I got knocked out quickly. You had some success and then got embarrassed in the ALCS. And what I realized during that Padres series, and you probably certainly realized during the Astros series, and I certainly realized as Bryce Harper was prancing around the bases after hitting this majestic home run in Philly, is that while I want to win these games, it really doesn't freaking matter. It's about surviving and just getting into the dance in October. And that's why I could lie to you and say, oh, Yankees, Rays, Yankee fans, oh, boy, here we go. You want to win the division? You better win 3 straight games. Sure. But really, does winning the division even mean a damn thing?
Well, there are those apples and oranges situation.
Go ahead.
Okay? The Mets last year still had Jacob deGrom. You felt a little more confident. Now, okay, Verlander pitched well after the 2 home runs yesterday. You're still putting a lot of eggs in the basket of 2 40-year-old starters. Where is the other help coming from the lineup? And last year, your deadline moves were Ruff and Vogelbach. Got to be better this year at the deadline.
So it's funny. Let me answer that specifically. And as I was giving this thought over the last 24 hours about the state of the Mets, who absolutely got embarrassed in Detroit. They lost 3 straight. They've lost 9 out of 11. They've been shut out 6 times. We all know what's going on. I realized that my main concern is the starting pitching. Okay, my main concern is Max Scherzer. It is absolutely fair, as I've mentioned before, to wonder what the hell this guy has left.
Yeah.
I don't know. You go back to the last 7 starts, including the end of last year, he's been not a mediocre pitcher, but a bad pitcher.
And needing sweat and rosin to do so.
No, and throw that in there, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know if it's just him being old or if it's sweat and rosin or whatever it is. Max hasn't been effective. Verlander was encouraging yesterday. I do have to admit that. After he gave up the home runs in the first inning, he settled down. He kept him in the game. And if he had a higher pitch count availability, he probably goes 7 innings.
Yeah, true. I mean, he is pitching against the Tigers, but still.
It doesn't matter. Honestly, the opponents, doesn't matter.
At this point, you take it, right?
Doesn't matter, okay? I actually feel decent about the Met lineup, and I feel better about the Met lineup today at this time than I even did a year ago because of the youth that's been infused and the more youth that's going to come. Like, Brett Beatty looks like a major leaguer, and if Buck plays him every single day as he should, I think the Mets have a chance to be a better lineup this year than they were last year. So I know that's like the go-to line that a lot of people have, Met fans have, non-Met fans have, about they don't hit enough home runs, the lineup's not good enough. I got to tell you, and I'm not usually I'm looking for the roses kind of guy. I'm honest. I'm not that worried about the lineup. I'm actually excited about the lineup moving forward. My biggest concern is what you laid out, which is I'm relying on 2 older guys at the top of the rotation.
I still think, I agree. I think that's the bigger point of contention. But again, you got to have Lindor on the right weeks being hot and whatnot for that.
Very streaky.
Yes. Okay. The Yankees on the flip side. I have no trust that the general manager is going to make any moves worthy enough at the deadline to put him over the top because last year they tried with Benintendi. He got hurt. Okay, we know the pitching deal here. No matter what, if the Yankees get in that 3-game series in the wild card and we're just trying to survive this regular season, are they going to hit in those 3 games? Because they certainly don't hit in the 5 or 7-game series. So all that tells me is it's just going to be an earlier out than usual. I don't know how you have any confidence. Oh, by the way, they've now proven that without Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge, they have literally nothing working from the lineup, including their youth.
You know what's funny, though? Look at the Mets. If you took out their 2 best hitters, who do you think the 2 best hitters for the New York Mets are? I think it's easy, but I'm curious how you would answer
Alonso.
That. Really? Okay. That's fair. I would have gone Lindor because he drives more runs in, but that's fine to say Nimmo. He gets on base a lot. If you took those 2 guys away, whichever 2 you want to pick, what the hell would the Met offense look like? When you take away the 2 best hitters from any lineup, not name the Rays, and I want to play a game with you about the Tampa Bay Rays that you think is going to make me trying to make you look like an ass. I think it just proves what the Rays are.
Naming the Rays?
Yeah, name their lineup. Don't look at the computer. Okay. No, don't pull a Craig.
Basically, honestly.
How many Tampa Bay Ray hitters can you name right now?
Probably Randy Arozarena.
Oh, that's great. That's one.
And probably that's it, if I had to think about it. Honestly.
So wait a second. The team that you're deathly afraid of.
Yeah.
You can only name one guy in their lineup?
There's been a lot of NBA and NHL playoff games on here. Think I'm locked into Rays Pirates this week?
No, but wait a second. It's not really about the NBA and the NHL. Yeah. I think it's more of a statement that the Tampa Bay Rays have hit, I think it's like 68 home runs. It's an absurd number. They're out homering their opponents by like 40. They're scoring 1 million runs a game. And they don't have superstars in their lineup. Yeah. They don't. Like, Wander Franco is an emerging superstar. Yeah. But Josh Lowe, you'll see him this weekend.
Yeah, Lowe's the home run guy, right. Yeah.
He'll hit a couple of home runs off you this weekend. Like, most people can't even name their freaking lineup, yet this is the team that's putting out the fear of God into you.
For whatever reason, they're built better. I don't know what it is, but they hit and we don't. So, that's just the end of it. And, oh, by the way, I don't want to hear that injuries are an excuse for the Yankees because Giancarlo Stanton and, honestly, before last year, Aaron Judge are hurt quite frequently.
Oh, no doubt.
So, if that's what you're putting all your eggs in the basket, and then your depth better be pretty damn good.
Oh, no. Listen. Sometimes you bring on your own bad luck because you rely on guys that can't stay healthy. Yeah. I completely agree with you. It's kind of similar with the Mets and the older arms. Like, you can't complain about Max Scherzer aging or getting hurt. Like, when the Mets signed him, I knew the risk. We all knew the risk.
Right.
But nevertheless, if you take away a team's two best hitters, the results are predictable. You're going to have a tough time scoring runs.
But that's why Giancarlo Stanton's such a lightning rod. Because anybody who defends him goes, well, look how important he is to the team. Yeah, that's the problem, that he's that important because he's never healthy.
Well, both things are true, though.
Yes.
He's incredibly important to the team.
He hits in the playoffs.
Hits in the playoffs.
Thankfully, nobody else hits in the playoffs.
Right.
But bingo, he's never on the field all season.
That's
and
the
now
problem.
we're 20 games buried in the division.
That's the problem.
I mean, that's this year. It hasn't been.
No, that's been his entire Yankee career.
No. Injury, not standing, not 20 games in the standings.
No, but the point is
your problem with the Yankees? They lose too many regular season games. Is that your problem?
Well, my problem is they don't hit in the postseason.
Bingo.
But hold on a second. We're talking about Giancarlo Stanton and his lack of reliability.
Correct.
That's a problem in roster building.
Unreliable.
100%. I'm just saying
unreliable since he's gotten here. And when you take him out of the lineup and you take Aaron Judge out of the lineup, obviously, now it doesn't mean you can't win games. You can. You need guys to step up. Like, I think back to 2000.
You don't need Johnny Brito giving up 9 runs tonight.
No, of course. You think back to 2019 when they were losing everybody in the lineup. The reason they were able to survive and win 100 games is because guys stepped up. Now, what we've seen over the last 2 days in winning these 2 games against Cleveland is all of a sudden Willie Calhoun has stepped up. Can Willie Calhoun be your Luke Voigt of 2023?
3 weeks ago, we thought Franchi Cordero was that.
Well, he was.
So you just need to ride that for a couple of weeks and see who's next.
But you hit on it. That's the key. You got to ride it for a couple of weeks because the hope is once you're healthy, you're not going to have to rely on the Willie Calhouns and the Franchi Corderos. Obviously, if Stanton and Judge are missing months at a time, and in Judge's case, it appears he's coming back soon. In Stanton's case, who the hell knows? He's going to be out for a few more weeks.
He's
probably more than that.
Jogging in the outfield. Go swing a bat as the DH.
Well, no, but he's not doing that now. What's your point? That you think he should?
Yeah.
Well, that's not how it works.
If you can jog, you can get in the box.
You sound like Craig now.
You can. I don't even know if that's a Craig take. You can. These rehabs take forever, Evan. It's nonsense.
When you hit the ball, then you've got to run. And
I saw him running right field. He can run.
Was he decelerating, though, when he got to second base?
Stop with the decelerating.
Because if you don't decelerate well, you pop a hamstring. So what do you think? The Yankees are going to get swept this weekend? Is that what you're telling me?
No. I actually just had this talk with C-Mac, B-Mac, Big Mac. What the hell are you guys are talking about?
Big Mac. It's very simple.
Now? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that they will win the Cole game. And I know baseball usually doesn't work this way, but I think it will work this way. Very unimpressively behind a great Cole start, 3-2, something like that. And I think they're going to get annihilated tonight, and they're going to get annihilated in the Herman start. And like tonight could easily be 9-1.
By the way, if the Yankees lose 2 out of 3, they would fall 10 games out of first place in the American League East. Now, the Yankees have won many divisions in our lifetime. All right, in our lifetime, we're very similar age.
Yeah.
Goes back to really 1996, like the 96 era and then beyond.
Really goes back to 94, but...
Yeah, but I'm including when they were winning divisions. They didn't win the division in 94 because of the strike. They didn't win the division in 95. And I was thinking to myself, in what year were they the furthest back where they would actually come back and win a division? Obviously, for the older fans listening, they know about 1978, where they were 14 games back. Put that one aside.
I think I know the year.
Historic. Do you know the year?
It was the year that they had Sean Chacon and Aaron Smalls.
Nailed it, 2005.
And they had the 5-game sweep of Boston.
2005.
Okay.
Because they got off to an awful start that year. They were like 11-19.
Yeah.
But the other year in which they erased a big deficit, and I was stunned by this one. Like the other year in which they got to being 8 games out. Again, didn't get to 10, which they could get to this weekend, and that's not something they've been at and then won a division since 1978. The one in 2005, I think it got to 9. But there was another year where it got close to that. It got to 8. And that year, believe it or not, was 2009, the year they won the World Series.
All the walk-offs. Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what the difference between this year and those years?
That team was a lot better?
Well, the other difference, which I don't think enough people are talking about.
What?
The balanced schedule now. You don't have as many darts to throw at the teams you're chasing anymore. And I think that's going to kill comebacks of this big a division.
You know what's funny, though? That should help you because you have less games against these really good teams in the American League East. I mean, the American League East right now, it's a throwaway line to say the Yankees are in last place. They are. A part of why they're in last place is because all of a sudden the Red Sox look competent. The Blue Jays, until recently, were competent. The Orioles are off to a kick-ass start, and the Rays are the Rays. Do you really want to be playing 19 games against all those teams?
Well, I'll tell you, though, Evan, we're about to play 6 games versus the Rays, likely without, and we'll see about Judge next week, Judge and Stanton. You know, later on, we might have had more opportunities to play the Rays with our full lineup, and that's going to bury the Yankees here. This schedule's going to bury them.
It's going to bury them in terms of winning the division, and I know this is a new world we're living in, and I consider myself a traditionalist.
At least we get to play the Pirates every year.
Hey, we have to move our brains away from the importance of winning this freaking division. While it's nice, and it would be cool, and you still scoreboard watch like I happen to do, at the end of the day, what both of these franchises need to do is just figure it out enough to make the postseason. That's just the reality. Because I watched the opposite last year. I watched Max Scherzer, Sean, pitch to a 2.12 ERA. That was his ERA until the quote-unquote playoffs start. Do you know what happened next?
He didn't pitch well.
He got his ass kicked.
Well, also it started, not in the playoffs, started with the Atlanta series.
That's what I mean by that, quote-unquote playoffs. His ERA was 2.12 until he went down to Atlanta for what I consider the playoffs, right? That was really the beginning of the playoffs. I get your point that if everybody's hurt or if guys aren't performing in a best of 3, then you get eliminated earlier, of course. That's the risk. But like we saw last year, the L.A. Dodgers won 108 games and got knocked out in the divisional series. The Braves stormed back to win the NL East, only to lose to a team that won 87 games, or whatever the number was, 88 games.
Silly, right.
So what I'm trying to say to my friends, and you're sort of my friend, Big Mac is more of my friend, Yankee fans, Met fans, I'm not saying things are perfect. I'm not saying things are great, but we got to take a deep breath. We don't live in the world where winning the division means a whole hell of a lot. We live in a world of just make the freaking playoffs. And so for the Mets, go beat the Rockies 2 out of 3. For the Yankees, go win a game against Tampa Bay.
Think about what we're saying. Evan's officially saying, folks, it's bar lowering time. Embrace the fact that we're losers.
No, hold on. Yes, to a degree. But my bar is still high once I get to October because I got the lesson last year that once I get to October, I just got to get hot at the right time.
You sound like my mother when I entered my 5th year of college. Just get the C and get out.
Yeah. And guess what? Did it work out well for you?
I'm sitting next to you today.
Did you get the C?
I did, barely. My sister wife had to take weather studies for me, but yes.
Weather studies.
That was a tough one. I need that science credit on the way out.
How'd you do in weather? Because I took a meteorology class. I got a D+.
They got a B. It was an online class.
What do you mean they got a B?
I didn't take a single class. I didn't know what I was doing, so they took it for me.
They took it for you?
Yeah. Yep.
So you really didn't even graduate, bro?
No, and a matter of fact, I failed my foreign language class, but it had to get graded on a curve because everybody failed, so I got out with that, too.
Wow.
But I'm here.
I'm glad to have you.
Yeah.
We'll get your calls, 877-337-6666. A lot to get to today. We'll get you set for the Knicks game, Game 3 tomorrow afternoon down in Miami. And, of course, very excited. We brought a Ranger expert on to preview Game number 2, Rangers and the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. Obviously, the Rangers, after they swept the Devils, had a lot of time off, but they're set to go here against Carolina.
Yeah, no, Devils are going to do a gentleman's sweep now.
No, the Rangers are playing. I don't know what you mean by Devils. The Rangers swept the Devils. What are you talking about?
No, the Rangers are out. They didn't deserve to be out. The Devils don't until the Devils. You guys are going to do a gentleman's sweep now.
I apologize. I only watched the first 2 games of the Ranger-Devil series. I saw this beautiful gentleman sweeping the Devils away, and I figured I don't have to watch anymore.
Let me ask you something. Do you clean around your house? Do you clean around your house?
Yes, I do, actually.
Because I have a backyard bar. I like cleaning and keeping it clean. So it's not my fault that people videotape me cleaning.
Stop it. I defended you on the Giants ring alarm.
No, he just pretty much explained how all his videos get made. I think that's pretty much.
Come on, bro.
Someone just happens to catch him. I think that's fair. It's hard to argue.
I wanted to show my wife that I'm actually cleaning up around the house, so I had my sister film me, and I was sweeping up. I was on the record of Rangers at 6.
Did you say, by the way, and all joking aside, and I apologize for trolling all the Ranger fans, not really. Did you say the Devils are going to gentlemanly sweep the Carolina Hurricanes?
That's right. They're going to win the next 5.
What is this? Some kind of game you got going on there?
No, look, the Devils are a great team. They're going to win the next 4 in a row. They'll have the gentleman's sweep. I'll sweep up for them. Every Devil fan thinks I was a mush, right?
Are you doing some kind of mental trick here?
I don't know what I'm doing.
You're trying to mush the Devils? Is that what you're doing here?
I hope the Devils go on a run. Can't keep hockey, a big topic in this town.
Yeah, it's monstrous.
Yeah, we can tell.